unlawfully detaining me because you have no proof other than somebody's account of something that may or may not have happened. Therefore, you are accusing me of being guilty instead of presuming innocence. Yes, you are, because otherwise I would not be quote-unquote detained right now.
A driver was detained on the basis of a single anonymous complaint. No officer observation, no physical evidence, no injured party under the Fourth Amendment. A lawful investigatory stop requires reasonable articulable suspicion grounded in specific, observable facts, not a third-party accusation alone. What unfolds in this footage is a direct constitutional confrontation between a citizen who knew the law and an officer who was determined to enforce beyond his legal authority.
How's it going?
Good, how you doing?
Good. So we got a report. Is this vehicle driving around, yelling at people, going the wrong way on a one-way. We're just trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay, well I didn't call you guys, so
Nope,
you should
didn't.
probably go find them, talk to them.
No, we have the person call saying you driving around. We're doing that. So
Well,
we're just trying
obviously
to
I'm
figure out what's
parked,
going on, man.
so
All right. So where did you come from initially?
that's none of your concern.
Well, yeah, it is because I'm here investigating the situation, man.
Okay, what
got
crime
your
have I
ID?
committed?
Well, driving the wrong way on a one-way.
Can you show me where I went a wrong way?
Like I said, man, we're
You
just
can go
trying
talk to
figure
the
things
bank
out.
manager because they have already talked about this,
Okay.
and I'm not answering any of your questions.
So then why did we get a call?
Again, not answering your questions.
Okay. Why did we get a phone call about you?
Why don't you
driving
call the
wrong
person
way?
who made the call and then find out from them why you received a call?
They told us you.
Okay,
drove the
again,
wrong
I'm not
way,
asking
and then
or
yelled
answering
at
any
you, and then
questions.
yelled at them when they
Again,
contacted you.
I'm not answering any questions.
Do you have your ID, sir?
Again, what crime have I committed and what crime have I been suspected of committing in order to show you my ID?
Reckless driving.
Okay, can you prove that?
Right now, we just have a word.
Again,
we're
that's a
investigating,
word. That is not a crime.
It's
I'm
an
not giving you my
investigation.
ID until you have shown me where I've committed a crime.
Sir. Can I
Again,
see your ID?
no, you may not.
All right. What's your name?
Again, I'm not answering any
You're
questions.
not going to answer any questions.
Nope. Go find the individual that made the call. You have business with them. You don't have any business with me.
No,
I do
we
not
have
consent.
business with you.
No, you
because
don't.
You're the one. They're called about you. So that means our business is also with you. We have to contact the RP. We're going to contact that individual, but we also need to talk to you as well. There's two sides to every story, right? They're giving their side of the story. What's your side
Again,
of the story?
go talk to the bank manager or the individuals within the bank or the individual that made the call. I have no business
Alright.
with you.
We can hang out, but we're hanging out outside your car.
Yep.
That's the deal. Is that
I'll
fair?
happily go talk to the bank managers and stuff, but you need to
Am
stay
I
with
being
my
detained?
partner. At this time, yes.
Okay, you have 2 minutes
That's
for
not how this
detainment.
works. So, I'm off
Again,
to jail.
I understand, and I'm not trying to be a pain, but
That's
I am
fine.
not answering your questions because I do not consent to this, and I'm not the one that called you. You guys you need to go find who called you, and you need to have that issue with them.
You don't have to be happy about what's going on. I understand that. But when we're investigating a crime, you do have to identify yourself. That is
Well,
one of the few things that
That's
you do
only
have to do.
if I am
You're
convicted of a crime and or suspected, then you can arrest me, in which
I'd
you'll
rather
have a
not do
lawsuit.
I'd rather not do that. One of the things that you are required to do when police are
Again,
investigating
I'm not
a
giving
crime,
you my ID because I have not been convicted of a crime.
you can't be convicted of a crime unless we know who we're talking to.
Well,
That's not how that works.
again, you guys did not physically see it. There is no injured party, and that is unconstitutional.
I'm not going to sit here and argue with you.
Well, you're trying to get me to have a conversation with you, which isn't going to happen. You need to go have a conversation, again, with the individuals within the bank or the person who made the call.
And to answer your question before, I don't know if you got the answer. The suspected crime is careless driving.
Okay, well,
I
wanna see proof.
I'm not
I wanna
looking
see
at
proof.
arguing with you. I'm just telling you. You asked the
Show me.
question, I'm answering.
I get that.
I don't have a video camera in my
Okay.
car that watched you do it.
Then you
I'm
cannot
not-
be the injured
I'm not
party
trying
then.
to argue with you.
I get that.
I'm just telling you.
But you cannot be the injured party. You cannot convict me of a crime right now
Correct. I'm not a
because
court.
you are not the one that saw the supposed or alleged thing happen.
That'd be a witness. I'm a cop.
Exactly. And so right now you're unlawfully detaining me because you have no proof other than somebody's account of something that may or may not have happened. Therefore, you are accusing me of being guilty instead of presuming innocence. Yes, you are, because otherwise I would not be quote unquote detained right now, and I could get in my vehicle and I could travel away from this area.
This is no different than a traffic stop.
This is different than a traffic stop because you have unlawfully detained me with the quote unquote reasonable suspicion of committing a crime, which you do not have any witness, which I have the constitutional right per my 6th Amendment to see my witness. Where is this witness?
You have a right to confront your witness
Yes.
in a court.
Okay.
That's how that works.
All right, man. So here's where we're at with everything. Checked the bank manager. Fortunately, they don't have cameras in the parking lot. They said that you and another customer got into a little argument out here over driving stuff. Each one seemed to accuse the other one of driving poorly, driving too fast, whatever it may have been. Said you did admit to at one point driving down the wrong way of a one-way street.
No, I didn't.
Well, that's what the bank manager just told me.
No. She said, I bet you she said that it looked as if I'm pulling into a parking lot. Show me
Sir,
where the
I'm
one way
telling
is.
you exactly what she just told me.
I want to see where the one way is. And where's the one way, and I want to see the video.
They don't have videos.
Okay,
sir.
well then you cannot convict me of a
I'm
crime.
not. Can you let me talk? I'm being very polite and calm here.
And I'm being irritated because
Yes,
you
you
guys
are.
are preventing me. You guys are illegally detaining me right now. This is called kidnapping at the moment because you are not letting me travel from my
It's
area
not.
to continue with my life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That is a violation
not.
of my constitutional
We're
rights.
detaining you in the investigation of a possible crime, which
Okay.
you are legally
Show me the
allowed to
proof.
do. That's why it's called an investigation, sir. If you'll let me finish talking, we'll get you on your way.
No,
the
because you're
bank-
trying to identify me and I haven't been convicted of a crime. I
Well-
have not committed a crime either.
So legally, if
No,
we
not
are
legally.
legal,
This
sir,
is not a stop and ID
sir,
state. This is not a
legally,
stop and ID
if we
state.
are investigating a crime, you are legally required to identify yourself.
No, I'm not.
You are. I'm not going to push it though, okay? So I'm just going to tell you what the bank manager told me because you told me to go talk to the bank manager, right?
I
Is
told
that
you to go
what-
talk to the bank, yes.
And what did they?
And I told you to find the other individual that quote unquote made this.
another officer called and spoke with her.
Okay.
Okay. So let me talk.
Continue.
Is
Go
that
ahead.
fine? The bank manager told me that you admitted to driving on the wrong way on a one-way. You two got into a little argument in the parking lot. The other person doesn't want anything done right now. So we're done.
Well, then am I free to go?
Yes.
Then have a good day.
This encounter implicates the Fourth Amendment to the United States Constitution, which prohibits unreasonable seizures and requires that any investigatory detention known as a Terry stop be supported by reasonable articulable suspicion based on specific observable facts, not solely on a third-party complaint. The officer failed at every point to establish independent corroboration of the alleged traffic violation, no direct observation, no camera footage, no injured party, and no admission by the driver ever entered the evidentiary record. In a state that has not enacted a stop and identify statute, a detained individual cannot be legally compelled to produce identification, absent a lawful arrest supported by probable cause. And any driver who understands that distinction holds the same ground this driver held